Welcome back to Cape Fear Calling. I'm Ann Cardona, co-host with Rich Cardona.
What's up?
Are here with Dean from Floriana, Director of Operations. And we are super excited to get to talk to him about one of our favorite restaurants and one of the restaurants that I really fell in love with right after my second child and hadn't been out in a long time. And I was like, this is what it feels like to go out again. And it's so lovely. Mm-hmm. So we're very excited to be here with you today, Dean.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Dean, real quick story. We got a gift card for here.
Yes.
Well, we had a friend visiting Wilmington because he thought his daughter might go to Wilmington to college down here. And he got us a gift card for down here. And he had never even been to Floriana. And we're like, I guess we'll go check it out. And we were very new to the area. We came and we were completely blown away. For anyone listening or watching, there's like patio seating on the second level. But all I want to do is pitch the lasagna really quick. It is massive. It is incredible. And every time I come here, I say it's the best lasagna I've ever had. And you could stop halfway, but why stop halfway? I just eat the whole thing. There's no leftovers when it comes, but that's my first experience. And I absolutely loved it, Dean. So we're happy to have you here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could start with asking a little bit about the history of Floriana and where its other location is.
So first off, lasagna is probably our most famous dish that we have here. And it takes like 2 days to make. It's massive.
Yes.
We make everything by hand, so it's all handmade noodles. And it's great. And you'll taste that when you eat it. And not many people do stop. You look at it and you're like, oh, I'm never going to finish it. And then they kind of just finish it. But yeah, the history of Floriana is Floriana is a real person. She started this restaurant in 1979 in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
She's from Piacenza. We're sitting in the Piacenza room.
Nice.
Piacenza in Italy, kind of northern Italy by Parma and Genoa. She started the restaurant, and it's still there to this day.
Yeah.
She would cook in the kitchen, have her son there. Her son took over the restaurant, and then the owner, James Branda, who was going there, putting himself through law school, became a lawyer and said, hey, I'd rather work at Floriana.
After law school.
Yeah, after law school. And he bought the restaurant from Dito, the son. So it's kind of been in the same family for that long. In terms of Wilmington, he wanted to open up another spot in the South.
Yeah.
There was a couple of places he was thinking of, but one of his good friends is a professor at UNCW, and he kind of gave him a big presentation of why Wilmington is the choice.
Yeah.
And he gave him a big checks and balances of why you shouldn't. And the why was very big.
Sure.
So he took the plunge and went into Wilmington.
How long have you been in Wilmington?
I've been here, my daughter's 4, so 4 years. I'm from New York City. And
oh, nice.
Yes. And my wife's from Wilmington. So when we had our child, I said, where are you from? And she said, Wilmington. I said, that sounds nice. So now we're here.
It sounds nice. Yeah.
Yeah, Wilmington is great. And the location that they chose is really great, too.
Yes.
I heard they actually had another location they were going to go with.
Yes.
And I'm glad they ended up with this one.
Yeah, it fell through. It's like right around the block. That one fell through, and then this came available like right after it fell through.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like, I don't know, like had to be kind of thing. Because the location's right on the river. Okay. We have the 9 balcony seats. Yeah. And then, a main dining is smaller, where we do parties, and then we have a bar and a lounge, so it's great.
I will say, I know Rich was saying the lasagna was amazing to him, but the balcony seating, if you've never done the balcony seating at Floriana, I know sometimes it's hard to get the busy season, but it's worth the wait on a really nice day. It's just perfect. You feel like it's just the two of you on the waterfront, and you have your own private little entrance to your balcony.
Yeah.
And it was just magical, and the servers come through, and it's just wonderful. So I'm so glad you guys chose this location, because the balconies are like, can't put a price on it.
There's a cool factor anyway. When you're out there, like, people are always looking up and be like, ooh, I'm like, exactly what's that? And you're like, I joke to myself, I'm like, peasants down there, but no, not at all. It's just really cool. You feel awesome when you're sitting out there, and just perfect for a date.
Yeah.
Very intimate.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
So I wanted to ask, so obviously we've talked about the lasagna for a good 5 minutes now, and it is amazing. I'm not even a huge lasagna fan, but when you have really good lasagna, it's amazing. But are there any other crowd favorites outside the lasagna?
Yeah, I mean, we have some staples. So our menu changes 4 times a year based on the seasons, but there's actually dishes that don't come off the menu.
Oh, nice.
Because they're just that good, and people would get upset if they were to come off. So lasagna is one of them.
Sure.
And then the tortelloni mignon is another one, and that's braised filet in a cream sauce that we make a tortelloni. What tortelloni is the bigger version of a tortellini.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome. Piacenza is kind of where dairy and tomato sauce meet. So that's our inspiration for that dish. A really rich cream-based pasta dish with a nice meaty center. So people love that. And then we kind of make sure we have something for everyone. There's vegetarian dishes, and if someone's vegan, we'll have a vegan risotto, which is yummy as well.
Oh yeah.
But the parotta ravioli is very yummy. Fresh. We make the parotta here, make the ravioli, and then we do like a nice green sauce with it as well. So there's kind of something for everyone.
Yeah. We just came from another podcast, and they talk about how important it is for them to source locally.
Yes.
Is that how you guys roll too?
Yeah. To an effect, all our seafood's local. If there's something we can't get in, we just won't get it in. We won't be off the menu that night. Every produce local, microgreens local.
Nice.
As much as we can, we either do it ourselves or get it from someone that we know. As much as we can, at least.
For like a summer seasonal favorite, since this will be airing pretty soon and we'll know it'll be high times in Wilmington, what are some things people could expect to see on that seasonal menu?
Well, I like the caprese salad because the fresh tomatoes in the summertime is just awesome. Then just basically more emphasis on fresh salads because the produce is fresh. And then we like to think that we keep it lighter, but we still will have the heavier staples on there, like the Sunday gravy or the lamb gnocchis. It's still going to be on there. But we'll pair it with some lighter fish dishes too, like the salmon's really, really nice. I know some people think salmon's boring, but it's one of our staples.
What about, so we can't talk about food without talking about the wine. And I think the first time we were here, we got a long, big spiel about the wine, and it was really interesting. I forgot because that was a long time ago, but what can you tell us about the wine? And
wine is a big thing for us. It's like food and wine are probably equal. I mean, I think actually it's food, wine, and service is probably 1, 2, and 3, but all equal.
Sure.
So the service ties into the wine knowledge. So we extensively taste wines, talk wine, drink wine, thinking about what's going to come next, what's the next menu, what we're going to pair with it. I mean, our beverage director, Diego, is awesome, and he's done a great job. We just came out with a new wine menu that it's big boy stuff. It's really fun, and there's some, like I will say again, it's something for everyone.
Sure.
But there's also stuff for us that we like and that we'll sell you on. And I don't want to say sell, like convince you. I think you should try this. Yeah. We get really excited about that.
I think you got like hooked up a bunch of times with recommendations that you're like, this is perfect.
Yes, so our server, I was like you said, very knowledgeable, and I told her some of the things I liked, and I love trying new things, and I'm actually not as well versed in Italian wines as I am on other kinds of wines, and she had picked me out. I couldn't tell you what it is now. If I saw it on the menu, I probably could tell you, but she picked out a really nice one.
Awesome.
Kind of like you said, she's like, this is one of like our server favorites. She goes, and I think you'll really like it.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. It was great. And it was perfect with my meal. And it was just lovely. Yeah, they're great. Servers are great with recommendations for sure.
Are there like wine tasting days or special wine days or something like that, if I remember?
Well, we do wine dinners in the off season, in the wintertime when we're not as crazy. And it's we like to do it in smaller batches, with like 20, 25 people. Yeah. And we just pick a region and we'll just go at it.
Oh, nice.
And then we'll say, hey, if you like it, you can take it home with you. You can buy it from us, pretty much at cost. We're just wanting to focus the region and the wine. And then we'll do a menu to go with the wine as well. In the busier seasons, we'll do wine tastings here and there. But we're still focusing on wine. And we have a mailing list, email list.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll introduce, hey, we're doing this, or hey, we're really liking this. I think you'll like this.
What are some of the hours you guys are going to have in the summer?
We're open every day, 4:30 to about 10 o'clock. We do brunch Saturday and Sunday, open at 11, close at 2, open again at 4:30. We're thinking about lunch, not sure yet. The spot that we're at, it's kind of like on a corner on the river.
Yeah.
So it's not the main thoroughfare. So we're more of like a destination restaurant, which I think is nice. If you want to celebrate, you come to us. So. Yeah.
No, I agree. And is there a certain day of the week or a certain time, like if people do want to try to grab one of those balcony seats, that they may have a better shot
Yeah.
at it?
Well, it's going to be harder if you come on a Friday night or a Saturday night, and
Okay.
maybe sometimes on a Sunday. But
Okay.
Monday through Thursday is a really good time to come and grab one of our balconies. Come earlier if you can. We do a thing where you get your name on a list.
Yeah.
And you hang out, have a drink, have
Yeah.
a glass of wine downstairs, and then we'll get you upstairs. But just know if you're coming on a busier day, it's going to be a longer wait for sure.
Yeah. It's worth the wait.
Yeah.
For sure. When it comes to anything on the menu that you specifically like, I want to like hear what you like. I mean, you see it all the time. Is there any and what we see with all the other places is they're like, I pretty much have this every day. Is there anything like that for you?
I think the pesto that we make here is super yummy.
Yeah.
And it's fresh, and it's. I have to have a little bit of it every day just to remind myself, like, oh, that's really yummy. That and food-wise, I like our calamari. It reminds me of where I'm from in New York. It's just lightly battered, fresh fried.
Yeah.
It's and a little bit of. We have a pomodoro sauce. It's kind of like a marinara sauce,
Yeah.
Italian-American marinara. They call it pomodoro. So stuff like that, I'll just. It's reminds me of, oh yeah, this is why I do this. Yeah.
And you were saying you guys love wine. Are there any particular drinks that you love? And if you are not trying to get something for a specific dish, you maybe just want to drink before dinner or whatever. What are some of your favorites?
I'm very traditional in terms of what I drink. And, I'm like a aperitif before, and then a digestif after, Montenegro, like that. Wine-wise, I'm more Italian whites. I like a Soave. Pinot Grigio is super light. I like to just have that to wet my beak a little bit. It's kind of a homer pick, but it's nice.
Yeah.
And then I'm kind of spoiled because of, Barbarescos and Barolos. I always tend to spoil myself once in a while and have a nice Barolo if I can. Drink-wise, we have this thing called the 1602, which hasn't come off the menu. And it's gin-based, and it's arugula simple that we do with a little black pepper. It hasn't come off the menu.
Really?
It's really yummy.
I think I might have had that
I think
one.
you have.
I remember I saw it and I was like, I would like to have that.
Yeah.
And I can't remember. I ended
Yeah,
up getting
you should
it or
have
not.
that.
But I think I tried that, and I think it was the Barolo that I had, and I'd never had one before.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's a
she's like, I
gateway
think
drug.
you'll really like it. And I was like, this is wonderful. So I will second that recommendation to
Yeah.
try a Barolo.
As director of operations, like we focus a lot on the foods, but like there's obviously a big emphasis on service, and we've had it firsthand. I mean, I can honestly say, not just because we're doing the podcast, that we've just not had a negative experience, which is obviously why we continue to come back. But can you talk to me about some of the servers, or what they bring to the table that's going to be maybe a little bit different from some of the other kind of local places or even Italian places?
Yeah, I mean, for us, service is number one. I mean, we preach it every day. We have our pre-shift where we'll have family meal, and then we'll just talk about what what we expect.
Yeah.
We'll look at the books, and when we'll go through, we have 5 anniversaries, we have 5 birthdays, we have someone celebrating their 50th birthday. They want this seat. We'll tell the servers, this person's going to be sitting in your section. They've been here 4 times before. Make sure you say hello.
Love it.
This person requested you specifically. That's a big deal. That's an honor. So it's big for us. If you have an anniversary, you're greeted with an anniversary card, and then you're treated with a dessert.
Oh, nice.
And the servers are genuine. They're here to serve, but they're also here to impart their knowledge. And this is, it's weird because in this town, it's more of a college. So it's not their particular profession, but they do treat it like it is profession when they're here, which I'm a big emphasis on that.
Yeah,
like this may not be your final destination, but you're here with us now.
Yeah,
So-
I agree. I think, don't you think, like, I feel sometimes when we're at other places and they try to educate us, I'm like kind of tuned out in like 5 seconds. And here, I don't know.
That was a big. Not only was the balcony amazing, the food was amazing, but the service was the best I'd had in Wilmington. And I will say it was around COVID time, and I hadn't been out a whole lot, but it was way better than anything else I had gotten in Wilmington up to that point. And our server at the time, actually told us that was your philosophy on the whole. We really want to be knowledgeable and be able to explain to you. And I love that because she really explained it in detail, and she really answered all of our questions, where so there is a lot of places where the servers will say, I don't know. Like, I kind of like this. And I mean, she was like, this has more of a fruit forward palate, and this particular cheese might really melt in your mouth, whereas this one might give you a little bit of a more of a crunch to it, or like she just had it was wonderful. Yes, the service is excellent, and I hope that it's come across that we love Floriana, and Floriana is a place you should definitely check out. We love to ask people, because we seem to be really like-minded, what are some of your other favorite places? That it doesn't have to be a restaurant, it could be any place. It could be a park, it could be dry cleaners, coffee place. What are some favorite places that you like in Wilmington?
Yeah, Wilmington, it's definitely grown on me since I've gotten here. It was different because I'm from New York, but I've grown to like the lifestyle. It's a little bit slower, so you kind of got to acclimate to that. But once you get used to it, it's nice. I mean, we are a beach town. You kind of forget about that sometimes because, especially when you're working, like, oh, we live on a beach. This is cool. Restaurant-wise, it's growing. Even since I've been here in the last 4 years, there's been a bunch of places that open.
Totally.
But there's staples. I like Caprice. It's 2 doors down. It's right there. They're an awesome old-school French place. Just bistro, old dishes that you don't really see a lot that he's doing. It's just him and his wife. That's great.
Dang.
Yeah. I mean, my daughter, she's 4, so it's Chick-fil-A every Monday for her, which is nice.
Yeah.
But I like that because they remind me of what service is. So I'll go there. They're all about service, and I'm all about service. So it's kind of like, you're on my level. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then, just like I live in the cargo district, which is crazy.
It is nuts.
I moved there.
There's a lot popping up there.
There was no cargo district. There was cargos and my apartment. Now they kind of exploded into something amazing. There's bars and restaurants all in this one little area, and you can kind of go here and go there and go here and then just walk right home. So
if it was a weekend or you guys are closed on Mondays?
No, we're open.
Well, whatever day you may have off, and you're in the cargo district, and you guys wake up and you're like, all right, where are we gonna go eat? Where would that be?
Well, we like Fermental a lot. They have a really awesome beverage list.
Okay.
Their wine's on point. Their beer is exceptional. They have a nice outside area. They'll have food trucks. Bull City's right across the street. End of Days is right down the street. End of Days, we have a lot of their liquor. They did a really good job.
Yeah.
And then downstairs, all our beer is from right down the street. Waterline is the brewery.
Okay.
We have all their beers because they're just on point. And they're right underneath the bridge. It's great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
If somebody was to come to Floriana, what should you tell them they should expect as an experience here?
Well, hopefully they expect to have a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, relaxed, good service, a good meal, and leave not hungry.
Yeah, for sure.
Satisfied.
For sure.
And expect to just have a night out. Really is what especially after COVID. We opened in 2020, right in COVID. So we were just like, we just saw pre-COVID and after COVID, people just want to have an experience.
Yes.
And we're here for you.
Yeah.
We want you to have an experience here.
Yeah. It is a really, really good way to cap off a long week. I could attest to that.
Yeah.
So, well, awesome. So thank you so much, Dean, for having us here. If you are listening or watching and you are not yet convinced, I don't know what else to tell you, but follow Floriana, go to the website. You can check the show notes for anything else you wanted to know, but we love it here. Come check it out. This is Cape Fear Calling. We'll see you next time.